Hello there you, and welcome to the 401st Death Corps of Krieg Siege Regiment, as they're about to defend their trenches from a large-scale push from the Mobien 6th. Will the forces of NURGLE be able to break the siege regiment, or will shovels and iron discipline hold the line? But before we do get into the battle, I just want to say a quick shout out to all the channel members who helped keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below, and while you're at it, go ahead and check out the amazing Chainsaw Vengeance hoodies available in the ChaoticPinky store. But with all that being said, let's kick off today's battle. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, kicking off today's fight. And you can see that we've got a rather interesting setup here for the Kriegers on the left. They've got this little jointy outbit in the center here that they don't quite have enough reinforcements in. So they're going to be trying to pump in troops into this area to try and hold that front defilade line here as the chaos come and descending upon them. So the Mobians unfortunately don't have much ammunition here, so they're trying to engage them in early combat, and that's probably not going to be a great thing here for them. However, they are backed up at the moment by so many monstrosities and demons. The Kriegers are going to have a real struggle trying to hold their trench lines against this kind of ruthless onslaught. And I mean, just look at this. We got plague ogrons, we got beasties of all shapes and sizes already. The plague ridden here, trying to clean out the trenches. The Kriegers have taken significant losses in these opening volleys. However, they do have a lot of tanks and a lot of artillery backing them up, and a lot of shovels are also coming to the front line. They do not want chaos to pass this line at all. I mean, just look at the firepower that's coming out, being sprayed into these front lines. The plague ridden though, and the monstrosities absorbing a lot of them, able to keep walking even from such blasts like that. But they are just pouring forward at the moment. The center line here looking a little bit better. This upper area over here, though, this is the true weak spot for the Imperials. Already, the NURGLE tanks here seem to have cleaned out a lot of the space. Because that's right, look at this. There is basically an armada of tanks pushing in behind all this. So the Imperials need to focus their artillery into these masses here to try and take out these lines. Because one thing that you don't want is for this NURGLE army to have the support. I mean, they're already in amongst the trenches over this side. Granted, a lot of the Imperial firepower is focused on the center line, but look at this. We have got a regiment of tanks that have pushed right up here, point blank range, trying to take on the demon hordes. I mean, the trenches are already filled with goo. It's just a massacre everywhere you look at the moment. Look at this for a line. Absolute madness here as chaos NURGLes pour through the trench line. The trench is already filled with goo and bodies, man. You know, unless your trench line is 40 meters deep, it's pointless having a trench in the Warhammer universe. There's just too many bodies and corpses that are going to be. You need some good drainage system as well for the amount of blood. Look at this though, a relentless assault. It looks like the Imperials may have actually given up this forward trench position here, instead of using its ditch to try and funnel the enemies in. That might work out really well for them actually. If they can keep this trench relatively clear of bodies so that the enemy can't pile over it, they'll be able to just take out these little trickles of troops that are coming in at the moment. And that'll help thin out the monstrosity numbers. Let's go have a look how we're doing it down the rest of the field over here. We've got a load of Kriegers with shovels trying to push forward. But again, there's so many plague ridden on the battlefield. There's heavy losses now for both sides here. But it gets to a point where the Kriegers will have a nice little solid defensive position. And Chaos will start struggling to push in it. This is the kind of thing that we don't want happening. You can see all the bodies piling up here. This will allow the Chaos troops to actually start getting over that ditch and into the Kriegers. And I mean, just the amount of firepower coming out to the Imperial lines is amazing at the moment. But the Chaos are actually managing to get through it though. That's what the monstrosities are for. They're absorbing the firepower here, allowing the little ones to chip away slowly but surely. And the Imperials, look at all these tanks, man. There's so many of them. It's like a miniature sun going off on the battlefield right now. The Chaos are actually making some decent gains though. Look at this, they've managed to fill in this little trench line. And now they're starting to able to get more and more troops across there. This is what the Imperials don't want. So let's go have a look on our far flanks though now. What's happening over here? Oh, look at this. It's actually just renegade gunners against kriegers here. Straight up melee fight, shovel versus bayonet. And I think that's one that the kriegers could actually win, to be honest. This line of this area of the trench looks relatively free, actually, of combat. It's only when we start getting over to this area here, things start getting a little bit messy. Looks like the kriegers are trying to push into this part. This could actually become a flank for the chaos if too many bodies are piled up. I mean, not that they're not going to already have plenty of opportunities here, but look at this insane little combat going on. The kriegers here trying to get the shovels into this play. The plague raiden can absorb so much damage though, and they're really good at melee combat. Looks like the chaos are actually making a little bit of gains across this. And to be fair, we haven't got as many rifles over this side of the field. This is all the Krieg rifles we have here, and they are doing a pretty good job of holding back the chaos. I mean, just look at the swarms in the background. Oh, that is a terrifying sight. But that Imperial firepower so far in the center line still looking relatively healthy. Does look like chaos have made little gains here and there. But this is a busy, chaotic battlefield here at the moment. Look at this, we are taking down the monstrosities though. The chaos is struggling in this area. Look at all the tanks though. We've had to line up a lot of firepower here. You can't even see the trench line from this position. We just got kriegers and tanks working in tandem here, hoping that it's enough to keep the NURGLE at bay. But I think NURGLE have been making gains on other areas of the field. I mean, look, they still have cleared out this entire front area, but they haven't managed to punch a hole through the center line of the defense. Again, the bodies have not built up enough for them, but that could be starting to happen now. Look at this. There's a blood lake here, and that's going to start drowning units. Oh god, look at all the monstrosities though, just waiting to come across this bridge. As soon as there's enough bodies, I think this area here in particular, a couple of more corpses building up here, and they'll be able to start pathing across it. And that is a lot of enemies that are just waiting to come in here. Let's go have a look on our far flank. Oh, look at this, the NURGLE have actually decimated the entire flank over this side. The Imperial Guard now pulling their units together here, trying to form some form of defensive line. But it is just getting absolutely swarmed. I mean, look at that. The Mobien 6 NURGLE army here, pushing in right into the flank of the Imperials. We have got quite a few rifles looking at this position. We have got some kriegers as well coming into the flank. But they are being met by plague ridden, as well as elements of the Mobien 6. The 401st Regiment of the Death Corps here is taking an absolute beating. But I do think we are holding it. Just about. Because look, they can't get the numbers in. They may have actually penetrated through the flank, but they're not here in mass yet. So hopefully, if we can start holding this center line... Oh my god. They're starting to come across. Just as I'm about to say, as long as we can hold this center line, we should be okay, I think. Oh my god. Actually, yeah, there's a lot of bodies on the floor now starting to build up. Really worried about this center line. Oh, is that a pathway? I think we have. Look at this. We've got a little pathway starting to open up again. Up and down the trench, actually, the bodies are really starting to build here. Chaos is starting to forge its way across the formidable ditch. A ditch, absolutely fantastic defense here. Keeps your enemies at bay, especially when your enemies use AI pathing to try and get around things. Oh my god, look at that front line. I mean, you've got to hand it to the Imperials though. They are holding him off. They are digging their heels in here. But we've got another flank coming, cutting in. Oh my god. A massive demon horde here. NURGLE plague ridden. Oh god. That artillery shell there just took out loads of them. We need more of them, please, guys, on this flank. We can't afford to lose our help or rifles or our tanks. I mean, they've been putting up such a good resistance in this area. I'm amazed they're still holding off. I mean, just look at this, though. It barely looks like we've put any dent in the Chaos Horde whatsoever at this point. But I've got to say, this looks like a similar affair to earlier. It doesn't look like NURGLE's managed to push beyond this point yet. Again, I think the trenches filling up with blood now has really hampered the progression here, which is just allowing them tanks to rain down fire upon the NURGLE lines. And that's what we want. Because look at this. This is just a slaughter field over here. I mean, the kill counters are going absolutely insane for both armies, quite frankly. But the NURGLE are losing a lot of forces, trying to push over this trench in particular. A lot of the monstrosities, actually. Let's go check, because a load of them were over this side. Have we actually managed to clear out many of them? No, they're all still here, ready and waiting to cross. That's worrying, especially with this flank now absolutely, oh my god, tearing into the side of us. That has progressed a lot at the moment. I'm getting really worried now. They've captured the entire right-hand side here of our battle flank. I mean, don't get me wrong, look at this. We've still got a strong Imperial presence in the center here. This is still part of the flank. But yeah, look, we have got reinforcements coming in. This could be good. This is what we need. And the further and further the Chaos have to run across this flank, the more stretched out the forces become. So we have got a few things going for the Imperial Guard here, but the sheer amount of demons is proving to be a little bit of a challenge here for the Imperials to hold back. We need more rifles. We need more tanks. It'd be really cool if we could get flying units in the new update that's coming out soon. I'd love to be able to see some Valkyrie bombers just coming across, dropping a few bombs in the middle of the hordes. But yeah, demons here are abound in the center. Oh my god, look at that. We've actually built up some corpse hills here now for the NURGLE, and they're swarming across. It's a brutal all-out fight. The Imperials are barely holding back that line. I mean, thank God ammo's not a problem once again for them. Look at that. Oh my god. The insane demons here are swarming over the line in its entirety. How's this flank doing? Did we get this flank under control at least? Come on. The Imperials might be getting penned in a little bit here. Could this be the end of the 401st Death Corps Regiment? Go on, get them tanks pumping out. That's it. We've still got artillery pieces alive as well. That's still a good thing. Man, we've killed so many of them, but there's so many remaining. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this, guys. We're losing ground every single second here now. Even with the filtered forces here of NURGLE, we're still taking the heavy losses. I don't think there's any trench lines for them to really retreat to. Okay, there's one back there. We've got a tiny one over there, but I think that one's already been cut off. This could just end up being a pincer maneuver. I hope not, man. We've been doing all right so far. We've certainly put in the work in terms of kills here, but we've also had 300,000 losses ourselves. With 52,000 troops remaining against 1 million. Yeah, it's not looking good here. And let's face it, even if the Imperial Guard did win here, every single one of them would have to be killed anyway. You know, tainted chaos and all that lot. But I'm not giving up hope yet on the Imperials. We've still got a lot of Kriegers on the field, and they are elite troops here. Oh man, look at all the carcasses of the tanks over the floor. Kind of interesting, because I've tested this battle quite a few times, and it was basically a 50-50 coin toss. But this time, no, definitely not. It's just been almost a little bit of a whitewash, quite frankly. Though I will say, the Imperials have done an absolutely amazing job here. It was a heavy demon presence within the Mobien 6th Army. Perhaps we should do this one again with Space Marines on the field. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to do this one rerun. Because I wonder what a few Soul Drinkers would make of this. Maybe a few Terminators thrown into the mix. Because now it does feel like we're being completely penned in and wiped out. Oh my god, that is a rapid descent into madness. Look at that swarm. Oh, despite the insane Imperial firepower here, it's just not been enough. The tanks here giving out the last hurrah. 10,000 Kriegers left on the field now. And I think this is it. I think we are literally looking at them. Look at this. We've even got some chaos chasing them across the field over here. So yeah, I think this is the last of our Krieger line here. So let's quickly hit a little time-lapse camera and watch as NURGLE descends upon them all. Well, folks, here it is. The last cry of the 401st Death Corps of Krieg Siege Regiment, as they are surrounded and numbed by, quite frankly, an overpowered NURGLE horde. But that is the way in the Warhammer universe. Sometimes the battles just aren't fair. Oh my god. I mean, to be honest though, the light show that the Imperial Guards put on was a lovely spectacle to watch here, as the last 100 of the poor souls are cleansed from the battlefield. As always, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you had a blast. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, until next time, peace!